torched the body. Put some mud on that license plate. She didn't pull the trigger. She didn't kill him. She encouraged it. And we turned her state's witness 4 years because she helped us shore up some gaps. She wasn't as culpable, still a nasty witch, but the punishment didn't fit the crime and we needed her. So my message to some of you out there that are in the vote trafficking world, it's not too late for you to get some lenience, because we're going to get you one way or the other. In the very back, that very tall guy, that's Joey Jr., that ugly, ugly man. I love calling these, I can't curse, but I love calling them what they are. He's the one that said, pop, pop, pop. He was being groomed to do this. We've got a lot of county clerks that don't even know that they've been groomed to carry out the crime of vote trafficking. This kid was brainwashed. He's still facing life in prison. He was a minor. He looks like an adult. He was a teenager. Just a baby. But he is cooperating and hoping for lenience. We'll see what happens. Matthias Loza, Mighty Mouse in the middle, the hitman. We got him on racketeering. We got him on murder. We got him on another murder and another murder. We didn't stop till we got him. He'll never see the light of day. We don't have the death penalty in New Mexico. If this was Texas, they wouldn't be on this earth right now. Richard Valdez, he's gone. He's a corpse. The babies have grown up without a father. Joe Chavez, the other head, racketeering, murder, arson, fraud, you name it. He'll never see the light of day. Tracy Garrison, who showed remarkable courage, even though she was a part of the drug trafficking organization. She has cooperated with authorities, and she helped us do the right thing. She's with her family. She's gotten off of drugs. She's no longer an addict. She's a good woman who did the right thing. She saved her soul in the process. We need the folks out there that are complicit. Here's your time. But time's running out. And then, of course, Priscilla's now a widow, no longer has a husband. So let's go ahead and close that. That's about justice. We don't need to open that up. So what I'm telling you folks is we're at a crossroads. We haven't won. We haven't gotten you your convictions against the vote trafficking organization and the election cartel, but we will. So let's hear from the real President of the United States. Let's hear from the real man.
We rekindle new faith in our values, new pride in our history, and a new spirit of unity that can only be realized through love for our great country. Because we understand that America is not a land cloaked in darkness. America is the torch that enlightens the entire world. And yet, despite all of our greatness as a nation, everything we have achieved is now in danger. This is the most important election in the history of our country. And when I'm reelected, the best is yet to come.
Do you believe it? Do you believe that the best is yet to come? A lot of you came here as skeptics. We need you to leave here as hardened prosecutors that won't take no for an answer. Be dogged. And if they start picking us off, so be it. There's a reason why most of us have lost our jobs, our employment, our money, have private security, bullets going through people's windows. Joe Altman protecting an informant because he's afraid that he's going to be murdered. People with association with Brian Kemp's office dying in mysterious car explosions that look a lot like thermite. Whatever it takes to protect the vote trafficking organization, whether it's to lie, steal, murder. I've seen it before. So what happened on November 3rd, and I've been accused of this, I'm like a 90-year-old trapped in a younger man's body. I'm like this all the time. No one wants to hang out with me. I go to church like, there's Dave, let's go this way. I didn't have a purpose. But November 3rd happened as a law professor with my cush job, and the world slowed down. And I said, I've seen this before. I just don't know where. I ran for office some time ago for the Senate. In that race, I was hacked. I saw fraud. I was defamed. They sued me for defamation and tied up my case for years in a court of law, much like what Mr. Lindell's going through. And I waited them out up until the eve of trial because I would not sign a non-disclosure agreement. It was never about the truth. They wanted to silence me. And they weren't. I represented myself. The only leverage they were going to have against me is if they buried me with legal fees. So I went along. I said, I'll see you at trial. Then I'm going to have you. You're strong with your money and your resources, but at some point this is going somewhere. And if it gets to a courtroom, you're mine. So we got there through that attitude, through that perseverance. We're going to get there the same way through this next image in Arizona. Full forensic audit. Full forensic audit. This is the reconstruction of the murder of your vote. And it's going to take place, come hell or high water, in all 50 states. You're going to get your cyber. You're going to get your routers. You're going to get your paper. You're going to get it all because you're going to demand it. You're going to take it because it's yours. Now let's go to the next reason. Why am I doing this? Next image, please. This is why. That's my daughter. You have kids? Are they worth it? My daughter, Eleanor, she's in a basket. She's cowering. This summarizes exactly the fate of our children. That little basket there looks a lot like prison bars. And she's hiding. She's waiting for the adults to step up, pick them up, comfort them, give them hope, fight for their future, restore the rightful president. That's why I don't care if I get fired. That's why I don't care if I get killed. That's why I don't care about any of the snake news outlets out there that won't even cover this. We know who you are. That's why the cowards wearing the triple mask up there. That's why you can't intimidate us. I hope you quote me right there, buddy. Last slide here. Last slide. I have to give a shout out to an anonymous person out there that gave me these clips. He's just a patriot. Never met him before. All those videos that you saw, that's from this guy named Kaneko the Great. And he, I don't know, again, it's just a patriot network. He might be across the ocean with a name like that. And he provided. We can provide for one another. Let's go ahead and close that. We can provide for one another. We found each other. We felt alone on January 6th. We felt alone. And so I'll leave you with this. On November 3rd, I was hoping, pleading, that the rule of law would work. I'm a law professor. I need it to work. I give people legal advice. And I watched as coward judge after coward judge after coward judge after coward judge use legal standing as a shield to defend you off, to ensure that you didn't get your day in court, because they're part of the election cartel. They are. Make no mistake. I still hoped, I still prayed, I watched the Secretary of States, I watched the state legislatures, and by and large, full of cowards who punted. We can't do that. The courts will decide. Courts were cowards. The legislature has the power. Let them deal with it. Oh, the secretary already certified. It's too late. Oh, now it's in front of Congress on January 6th. They can do something. And then we had our opportunity on January 6th. It was the last-ditch attempt for the rule of law to not fail the American people. Please look at our evidence. Please hear the people that put out their affidavits. Please look at the forensic reports. And then you had what I mentioned the other day, the timing. Arizona was the first state that submitted, that was up to submit their dueling elector. And then the Capitol was stormed. By who? FBI? Antifa? Agitators? None of those FBI informants are behind bars right now, but you had peaceful Americans that fought for their president, symbolically showed up to show their support for their president, and they are still rotting behind bars right now. So if you're wondering why there's a fervor, why I don't sleep, why Joe Altman doesn't sleep, they're not sleeping well. They get 1 hour of sunshine a day. Don't forget our political prisoners, targeted, forgotten, discredited falsely by the snake news. So we're at a crossroads. We've landed on Normandy. Are we going to fight like hell? Are we? Are we going to restore the rightful president? Are we going to restore the down ballot candidates that were also robbed? We do, we will, because we serve an almighty God. The devil's cunning. The devil has his minions. The devil has his dominions. He's got his trolls, and they think they're clever. They think they're oh so clever. They think they're smart. But they're not smarter than God. They're not smarter with God who walks with us. God has walked before each of you. He has laid your steps. There's a reason why you're in this room today. And you are following him in obedience. Some of you more reluctantly than others. You don't defeat God Almighty. We win. Yeah. God bless you all. Thank you. Full forensic audits in all 50 states? You're damn right.
God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Now here's a hero.
All right. I guess we don't have to tell you all the exciting things that have happened the last 48 hours. and we all got to be here together. We've talked about this last 2 days. We couldn't have been in a better place at a more perfect time with just the right people to solve a real life problem. And the professor said it best: the actions of politicians affect our real lives, our everyday lives, our children, as he talked about. That's why we're all here. We want a future for them. We want a hope for them. So as we've gone through this journey and what has led us to where we're at today, there are people who take their oaths seriously. There are people who, when they say they will defend your constitutional protections, they actually do. And every decision that they make, every judgment that they make, they base it off of that founding principle and guiding light of the Constitution. And it's my pleasure to know someone like that directly, and all of you do now too. That's Clerk Peters.
I did this for no personal gain. As a matter of fact, my job looks like it's on the line, but you know what? The people of Mesa County elected me, not the Secretary of State.
That's right.
And they asked me, they pleaded with me, they sent me emails, they came to my door, they called me, please, please look into this. And you know what I found out? I found out that our election systems aren't very transparent to the people that are voting, that are the people that matter. And I started asking, why is that? Why aren't our election machines more transparent? You know, it's just a scanner, right? It's a scanner. How many of you guys have had scanners or used a scanner, right? So a scanner, right, you put in the thing you want to scan, and then it gives you an image, okay? So why do they need these backdoor passwords that the Secretary of State obviously has? And if those passwords were compromised, why can't they just change them? How many of you have had to change your email password before? Right?
Yeah.
Is that a big deal? You just change it. We're not in the middle of an election right now. It's not like some secret people came and did something nefarious. You know, I was asked by the Secretary of State to back up my system. And so, you know, that's a smart thing to do. You do those things. You protect the people. But, you know, one of the things that I think needs to happen, I ask for that to be a transparent process. I ask for us to be able to have the public in there to see how they operate. How does a machine operate? What do they do? What's the mechanics? How is it when your vote comes in and it does all these things? And don't you guys want to know that? Don't you want to know that? So, I mean, I think it's a fair question. You know, it's interesting that to see what's happened, that my office was raided, and then last night at 11 o'clock, we had children's electronics ripped from them at a house of a pastor. What is happening here? What is happening here? What are they so afraid of that they would come in the dark of night to take children's electronic devices? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. You know, even every public company has to be audited every year. Did you know that? I mean, they go through incredible audits to make sure that everything is transparent. Even slot machines are audited. Did you know that? I didn't know that. You know, even slot machines are audited. I just don't see this earth-scorching tactics that they're doing. And it makes me think that they're afraid of something. They're afraid that you're going to find out something. And, you know, I don't even know what to say about that. You know, our elections decide the fate of our country. And if a slot machine has to be audited and has to be with this cameras and all the things it has to have, and transparent. What is wrong with looking at a machine that actually counts your vote? That's something I don't understand. And I guess I need to understand more about that. I could see if